Good afternoon and welcome to ICU TV Lunchtime News. We take a look at the stories that are making headlines. 2-year-old girl dies in house fire in George compound. President Hichilema receives over 11,860 submissions on constitutional amendments. Hailstorm leaves 30 families homeless in Chibombo. International news. DR Congo declares end to 16th Ebola outbreak after 90 days. And in our sports news, Zambia brace for tough battle against Zimbabwe in women's tournament. With the news in details, my name is Loveness Mlenga. A 2-year-old girl has reportedly died in a house fire in Zingalume area of George Compound, Lusaka. According to the reports released by the Lusaka City Council Public Relations Officer Chola Mwamba, the child was left asleep on a sofa when the fire broke out at a plot number 60/9 Twikatane Road. Neighbors used buckets of water to extinguish the fire before the Lusaka City Council fire team arrived. The incident resulted in partial damage to the house and some household property. The fire crew was unable to complete its assessment due to hospitality from some residents. Authorities have called for public cooperation to allow emergency teams to operate effectively.
The Lusaka City Council has recorded a devastating fire incident in Zingalume area of George Compound, resulting in the unfortunate death of a 2-year-old female child identified as Adasa Kabwe. The details of the incident are that the infant had been left sleeping on a sofa by her parents, Moses Kabwe and Mary Nkamba, when the fire occurred at plot number 60/9 Twikatane Road, George Compound. The incident took place at approximately 16:40 hours yesterday. Upon receiving the distress call at 17:40, the Lusaka City Council Emergency Response Team arrived at the scene at 17:55, only to find that the fire had already been extinguished by vigilant neighbors using buckets of water. The fire resulted in partial damage to household belongings and the structure of the building. The council urges the public to cooperate fully with emergency responders during such incidents, allowing the team to perform their duties efficiently and ensuring public safety. The Lusaka City Council remains committed to protecting human life and property within the city.
President Hakainde Hichilema has received the technical report from the Technical Committee on Constitutional Amendments, TCCA, which has mandated to collect citizen submissions on proposed changes to the Republic's Constitution. According to the President, the committee received a record of 11,860 submissions, making it the highest participation in any constitutional review progress in Zambia's history. The committee was appointed on 2nd October 2025 and concluded its work exactly 2 months later. President Hichilema praised the committee for its professionalism, cost-effectiveness, and nationwide engagement. He also thanked all citizens both at home and abroad who participated in the consultation, describing their involvement as a true display of patriotism and unity. Over 30 families have been left homeless after a hailstorm swept through Chikumbi area in Chibombo district, damaging homes and infrastructure. According to reports, the storm occurred around 16 hours, blowing off roofs and forcing some residents to spend the nights in market shift shelters. Katuba Ward Councillor Chitambira Sibanda says government intervention is expected to support affected households. Northern Technical College, NOTEC, in Ndola has lifted suspensions on 400 students who illegally registered for exams with TVETA while owing fees. Principal Martin Kasonso said the decision allows students to prepare for exams as investigations continue into the syndicates. Copperbelt Minister Elisha Matambo praised the college for the move and called for strong action against the 11 masterminds perpetrators. We now take our first break. Coming up, international and sports news.
Hello, the Information and Communications University, ICU. What comes to your mind when you hear of this name? Is it the beautifully architectured infrastructure at our campus? Or is it the amazing students that are always performing well in their fields? My name is Zimba, and I present to you Alumni Chronicles, a program that gets to look at all students that have passed through the corridors of ICU and are making an impact in society today. Join me every week as I sit down with former students and get to listen to them, what they have to say about life after they've been through the university. Remember, it's ICU TV every week.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. And now in our international news. The 16th Ebola outbreak in DR Congo has been declared over, with 53 confirmed cases and 34 deaths reported. A massive vaccination drive reached over 47,000 people, deploying nearly all of the 48,000 doses. Health Minister Dr. Roger Samuel Kamba and WHO officials praised the quick response while the country enters a 90-day vigilance period to monitor health. We take a short break. Stay tuned for sports news.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Welcome back, and now in our sports news. Zambia women's national team assistant coach Charles Halubono says today's match against Zimbabwe will be tough and tactical. Halubono notes Zimbabwe's strong attacking play and quick counter-attacks, warning Zambia to stay organized while attacking. Team captain Rachel Kundananji says Zambia must win and has worked on previous mistakes ahead of the final match at Bingu National Stadium. That sports item brings us to the end of our lunchtime news. But before we go, we take a quick recap on the stories that are making headlines. 2-year-old girl dies in house fire in George compound. President Hichilema receives over 11,860 submissions on constitutional amendments. Hailstorm leaves 30 families homeless in Chivombo. International news. DR Congo declares end to 16th Ebola outbreak after 90 days. And in our sports news, Zambia brace for tough battle against Zimbabwe in women's tournament. Thank you so much for watching. For more news updates, watch us on our main news at 20 hours.